Let me ask you a question. If you live with type 2 diabetes, have you ever been told to completely give up milk? Or, on the other hand, have you seen those videos promising that some miracle milk can melt away your diabetes? Here's the truth that lies right in the middle, and almost no one explains it clearly. Bad milk can genuinely spike your blood sugar, but the right milk, consumed the right way, can actually help keep it more stable. No milk on earth can reverse or cure type 2 diabetes. Anyone who tells you otherwise is trying to sell you something. But making smart choices in the dairy aisle is one of the simplest and cheapest changes you can make starting today. My name is Adam Say, and I'm part of a small team that does just one thing. We read published research on nutrition and metabolic health and translate it into plain language for real people. No hype, no spin, just the science, which honestly has surprised me. In 2018, researchers from the University of Guelph and the University of Toronto published a study in the Journal of Dairy Science that found drinking milk with cereal at breakfast lowered blood sugar after the meal compared to drinking water with the same cereal. And a higher protein milk lowered it even more. A glass of milk used wisely acts like a subtle buffer for blood sugar. Before we go further, do me a favor. Drop your age in the comments now. I read them, and it helps me create videos that truly match the stage of life you're in. Because what your body does with milk at 45 isn't the same as at 70. Today, I'll walk you through the top 5 milk choices for blood sugar, ranked from a solid, reliable option to the most powerful approach backed by the most rigorous clinical trials. And the number 1 pick isn't a brand or some exotic ingredient. It's a way of drinking milk that researchers have tested in people with diabetes and prediabetes. And the results are why you'll want to stick around until the very end. Let's begin. Number 5. Lactose-free or ultra-filtered cow's milk. The reliable starting point if you don't want to give up real milk. Here's the simple mechanism. Regular cow's milk contains about 12 grams of a natural sugar called lactose in every glass. That lactose is a carbohydrate, and carbs are what make your blood sugar rise. Ultra-filtered milk, sold in cartons, high in protein and reduced in sugar, physically filters out some of that lactose while concentrating the protein. So you get more protein, which slows digestion, and less sugar, which spikes blood sugar. Lactose-free milk works differently. The sugar is still there, but an added enzyme pre-digests it, making it gentler on your gut, a point that matters even more as your digestive system becomes more finicky with age. The research backs the importance of protein. That 2018 Journal of Dairy Science study from Guelph and Toronto showed that milk richer in dairy protein blunted the post-meal blood sugar spike more than regular milk. And a 2019 study by Sartorius and colleagues in the journal Nutrients found that concentrated milk proteins from whey significantly lowered HbA1c, your 3-month average blood sugar, in pre-diabetic people. Protein is the hero here, and these milks are designed around it. Example? Imagine someone like Margaret, 64, who loved her morning latte but saw her glucose monitor spike every time. She didn't give up dairy. She just switched her regular milk to an unsweetened, ultra-filtered version with twice the protein and half the sugar. Same latte, same routine, but a gentler curve on her monitor. That's the kind of realistic win this option offers. Age matters here. After about 60, 2 things happen at once. Your muscles start to waste away. Doctors call this sarcopenia. And your body tends to handle carbs a little less efficiently. A higher protein, lower sugar milk helps on both fronts. It feeds muscle while lightening the sugar load. Start today for almost no cost. On your next grocery run, grab a carton of unsweetened, lactose-free or ultra-filtered high-protein milk. Read the label. You want low sugar, high protein. Use it exactly where you'd use regular milk. Synergy tip. Pair this milk with the protein timing trick we'll cover at number 1, and you multiply the benefits. Number 4. Fermented dairy drinks, kefir and unsweetened drinkable yogurt. This option does something plain milk alone can't. It recruits your gut to help. The mechanism is fascinating and simple. Fermentation means live bacteria have already consumed some of the milk's sugar before it even reaches you. And those same bacteria, your probiotics, settle in your gut and help shape how your body handles glucose and inflammation. So a fermented dairy drink tends to weigh less heavily on your blood sugar than the same amount of plain milk, while doing extra work downstream in your digestive system. On the evidence side, large observational studies have consistently linked regular yogurt consumption to a lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes, which is part of why researchers take this seriously. And a randomized controlled trial on probiotic-enriched fermented soy milk in people with type 2 diabetes, published in the Journal of Renal Nutrition, reported improvements in blood sugar and inflammation markers over 8 weeks, compared to the non-probiotic version. Live cultures earn their place. Example: picture someone like Robert, 69, whose mornings felt sluggish and whose readings stayed stubbornly high. He started drinking a small glass of plain, unsweetened kefir at breakfast instead of juice. Juice is fast sugar with nothing to slow it down. Kefir is protein, fat, and live cultures. That swap traded a spike for a buffer, and his digestion thanked him too. The age dimension is real. The diversity of good bacteria in your gut tends to decline after 65, and this change is linked to poorer blood sugar control and more inflammation. Fermented dairy is one of the simplest ways to feed those beneficial microbes daily. Start today for almost nothing. Buy plain, unsweetened kefir or drinkable yogurt. The ingredient list should be short, no added sugar, and drink a small glass with a meal. Label tip: look for unsweetened. Flavored versions can hide more sugar than a soda. Synergy tip: fermented dairy and the high-fiber pairing we'll discuss later feed each other. Fiber is food for the very bacteria you're adding. Number 3. Unsweetened almond milk. The lightest option on the list, and for some of you, the easiest win. The mechanism is almost embarrassingly simple. Almond milk is mostly water with a little ground almond, so it contains almost no carbs, and carbs are what raise blood sugar. Unsweetened almond milk has less than 1 gram of carbs per 100 milliliters, compared to about 5 grams in semi-skimmed cow's milk. Less sugar in equals less sugar to manage. The catch? One word: unsweetened. Sweetened and flavored almond milks can contain as much added sugar as a soft drink. On the research side, nutritional analyses regularly rank unsweetened almond milk among the lowest carb milk choices available. That's why diabetes specialist dietitians often reach for it first. A 2023 systematic review in the journal Nutrients, examining plant-based milk substitutes and glycemic response, concluded that low-carb options like unsweetened almond milk have a minimal impact on blood sugar. Useful, even if the authors rightly note we need more long-term human trials. Example: think of someone like Suzanne, 58, who drinks 3 coffees a day with cow's milk. That's real sugar adding up, cup after cup. She switched to unsweetened almond milk in her coffee and changed nothing else, eliminating a daily sugar load she hadn't even realized she was carrying. An honest age-related caution: almond milk is naturally very low in protein. After 60, your protein needs actually increase to protect muscle. So almond milk is a great low-sugar addition for coffee, tea, and cereal. But don't rely on it as a primary protein source, as you might with cow's or soy milk. Start today. Replace the milk in your coffee, tea, or morning cereal with an unsweetened almond version. It's widely available and often costs about the same as milk. Synergy tip: use almond milk as your low-sugar base, but get your protein from the next option on the list, because number 2 gives you that ultra-low sugar profile plus a full dose of protein in the same glass. Number 2. Unsweetened soy milk. For most people with type 2 diabetes, this is the best all-around choice in the entire dairy aisle. Here's why it earns its spot. Soy milk pulls off a rare balancing act. It's low in sugar, only about 2 to 3 grams of carbs per 100 milliliters, and yet it's one of the only plant milks to provide a complete high-quality protein, the kind usually found only in animal foods. That protein slows digestion and softens the blood sugar rise, while the low-carb content means there's little sugar to cause a spike in the first place. Nutritionally, it's the plant milk that comes closest to cow's milk as a replacement. Now, let's be honest about the evidence, because honesty is the whole point of this channel. A 2021 meta-analysis in Nutrients, pooling many randomized trials, found that soy alone doesn't produce big, reliable drops in fasting blood sugar or HbA1c. So, soy milk isn't a miracle cure for blood sugar, But that same body of research found something else. Something clearly valuable. Soy significantly lowers total cholesterol and LDL, bad cholesterol. And another 8-week randomized controlled trial found that soy protein improved HbA1c compared to casein, a dairy protein. This matters a lot because heart disease is the #1 threat for people with diabetes. Soy milk protects the organ diabetes puts most at risk. Example: imagine someone like David, 66, with type 2 diabetes and creeping cholesterol, who wanted to cut back on dairy. He switched to unsweetened soy milk for everything: coffee, cereal, cooking. His blood sugar stayed stable, and over the following months, his cholesterol numbers became a bright spot on his blood work, even at 2 checkups. Age matters here too. After 60, rising cholesterol and muscle loss both become bigger concerns, and soy's combo, complete protein plus cholesterol-lowering effect, addresses both at once. Start today. Pick an unsweetened, fortified soy milk. Fortified means calcium and vitamin B12 have been added. Important if you're using it to replace dairy. Use it everywhere you'd use cow's milk. Synergy tip: soy milk is the perfect partner for #1, because #1 isn't really about the carton you buy. It's about how and when you drink it. And that's the most powerful thing in this entire video. Stick with me. #1, the protein preload, the most powerful approach. Not a brand, not a secret ingredient. The most powerful research-backed approach is this. Drink a glass of unsweetened high-protein milk, dairy or soy, just before or with the carb-heavy part of your meal. Researchers call this a protein preload, and it's the closest thing to a free lever you have over your own blood sugar. The mechanism is elegant once you understand it. When protein reaches your gut just before carbs, it triggers gut hormones that tell your stomach to empty more slowly and prompts your body to release insulin earlier and more effectively. The result? The sugar from your meal drips into your bloodstream instead of flooding it all at once. You haven't removed the carbs. You've changed when your body meets them. High-protein whey milk is one of the best natural triggers for this effect. And the research here is the strongest on the list. A 2014 randomized controlled trial in the Nutrition Journal gave participants a small whey protein drink before a high-carb breakfast, and their blood sugar spike dropped by about 2.1 millimoles per liter, with a significantly lower average blood sugar over the next 3 hours, all thanks to a modest 80-calorie preload. The 2018 Guelph-Toronto study saw the same pattern with milk at breakfast: more protein, lower post-meal blood sugar, and more stable blood sugar even after the next meal, hours later. A smart glass that keeps working long after you've finished it. Example: picture someone like Eleanor, 72, whose breakfast sent her blood sugar soaring every morning. She didn't change her toast or her oatmeal. She just drank a small glass of unsweetened, high-protein milk 10 minutes before eating. Same food, same kitchen. A flatter, calmer morning curve. The food didn't change. The order did. This matters even more with age. After 65, that early, efficient insulin response naturally weakens. So anything that encourages your body to release insulin at the right time becomes more valuable. And a protein preload does exactly that. Gently and for free. Start today at no cost. Tomorrow morning, before your most carb-heavy meal, drink a small glass, approximately 150 to 200 milliliters, of unsweetened high-protein milk, ideally soy milk or the ultra-filtered milk we covered earlier. 10 minutes before is ideal. Even during the meal helps. And this is where the whole video comes together. The best milks from #2 and #5, the gut support from #4, the low sugar base from #3. All of this pays off most when you use it as a preload. That's the synergy. That's the hidden secret hiding in plain sight. The recap: #5, lactose-free or ultra-filtered cow's milk. More protein, less sugar, a reliable starting point. #4, fermented kefir and plain drinkable yogurt. Less sugar plus live cultures that bring your gut into the fight. #3, unsweetened almond milk, the ultra-low sugar choice for your coffee and cereal. #2, unsweetened soy milk, the best all-around pick that protects your heart while stabilizing blood sugar. #1, The real game changer. Use a small glass of unsweetened, high-protein milk as a preload before your carbs. The trick backed by the strongest science. Here's what I want you to remember most. No, milk reverses diabetes, but the choices you make in the dairy aisle do move the needle. And it's never too late to start. Whether you're 50 or 85, your body responds to better choices. Every stable morning counts. So tell me in the comments, which one will you try first? And what's your biggest challenge in keeping your blood sugar stable? I read every reply, and your honesty helps the next person who watches. If this video helped cut through the hype and gave you something concrete to use, like it, subscribe so the research keeps coming your way, and share it with someone you love who's also managing diabetes. Because managing your health isn't about miracles. It's about honest, doable choices, repeated, and you've just learned 5 of them.